This time we're moving to Australia, where one thing they're going to make is some nice fruit cake. So we're going to start out, I kind of pre-measured some things just to make it easier. So I'm going to start with some dried fruit. Now actually, I can't cook it in this, so I have to put it in a glass bowl. Alright, so right here, it's a 4-cup measure, but I kind of overfilled it some. So I measured out 4 cups, and then I added another cup, and then I added a little bit more to make roughly 5.2 cups of dried fruit. Now, according to the recipe that is going to be linked down below, it should be 1.2 cups of dried cherries. It says like a candied cherry version, but I don't like that stuff, so I'm using regular dried cherries. And then I got some apricots and some raisins. So that's what I'm getting. So, we're going to put that in a bowl. Always have a good time. Okay, there's that. Then we're going to add, so something that pretty much every version of this cake is going to have, it's going to have some version of alcohol in it. We're doing a family-friendly version that's alcohol-free. So we're going to try that out with some orange juice. Or, not orange juice, apple juice. We're going to have 1.5 cups of apple juice. Don't worry about how dirty this is. I pretty much already put fruit in it. That's why it's looking that way. So we got 1 cup. We're going to pour it right in the bowl with the dried fruit in it. That's almost perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to microwave it until like the liquid's nice and hot and stuff. Then we're going to let it set for a while. Says for about 2 minutes. Then we're gonna stir it around, make sure it's all mixed up quite well, and then we're gonna just let it set, let it cool down, try to soak up some of the apple juice. Don't let it set out any more than 2.5 hours. That's what the recipe says. Otherwise, it's gonna suck up too much. Then it's gonna be too the dough is gonna be too thick to mix around. So after that, then we are gonna go to this bowl, and we're gonna start going down the list. Now, first, I pre-zest some. Whoa, that's good. So, there's 1 lemon and 1 orange. I zested 1 orange and 1 lemon. So, zest of 1 of each, and then the juice of 1 of each. And I put it in a bowl so I don't have to do that. Love that smell. Just love it. So that's done. Next up. Okay, this is a little bit of a weird amount. So it's 2 sticks or 1 cup and then 6 tablespoons. So I already pre-melted that and I'm putting it in. I'm kind of going off the directions exactly, but the way I'm doing it should be still generally pretty good. Next item, I'm going to just skip around a little bit and I'm going to do some almond extract. Usually there's always a little bit of plastic thing right there, and then I take that off. There's that beeping. I like the smell of that. That's pretty good. 1 teaspoon exactly of almond extract. So I'm gonna whisk it around, mix it up. Let's just keep going. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more wet ingredients. Well, this one's technically just a thick ingredient. Molasses. We got a big jug. And we're going to 3 tablespoons of this stuff. Moving that aside. Getting the fruit out. Mix it around. Liquid feels a little bit hot, but I think I'm going to heat it up a little bit longer because it doesn't quite feel as hot as I would like to be. So now we're going to do 2.5 cups of flour. So let's do 1 cup. 2 cup. And a 1/2 cup. Kind of wet still from the apple juice. Yeah, that feels pretty good enough for the fruit, by the way. So we're going to stir that up a little bit more, mix it up. And we're just going to set that aside. Okay, next up we're going to get some almond flour. We're going to do 1.5 cups of that. Now for the little bit of the smaller ingredients, let's get some back to the teaspoons and tablespoons. We're going to get some baking powder. Gonna bring it down to 2 teaspoons. Running a bit low on it. Still. Now we're going to bring it a little bit on this side. There we go. You know, I might need to make some more baking powder before the end of the series. Okay, something even less than that. We're just going to need 1/2 teaspoon of the baking soda. Perfect. 1/2 teaspoon. Baking soda. Okay. Now we're going to get some cinnamon. Ground cinnamon. Ooh, that smells good. I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. So that's a teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. And 2 teaspoons. Okay, now we're going to get to a little bit else. Got some ginger. We're only going to need to do 1 teaspoon of this. Okay, we got some 1 teaspoon of ginger. We're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves. Okay, let's mix that up a little bit. It'll be a little thick. Especially when I add the nuts. And of course I'm going to add the fruit too, which is going to be also very thick. Okay. One thing that we got to still add is the brown sugar. 1 cup packed. And now this is getting kind of thick. So let's add the fruit in. Actually, let's do the sugar. Mix it up a little bit first. Okay, let's go. There we go. I like the smell of apple juice. Let's mix this up. You know, let's use the spoon that I have just so I can stir it easy, because otherwise it keeps getting stuck in the whisk. There. Let's get the spoon. Okay, that's looking actually really good. It smells good too. Smells like a mix of nuts, fruits, and apple juice. Okay. Bit of a nice gooey texture to it. Let's put it in the pan. Put it right in the center there, and it'll help spread it out. Should be on a 9-inch pan, which is what I got, and then it should be about 2 inches deep. And let's put it in the oven. So, cook it for about 2 hours and 45 minutes. 300 degrees is what I preheated it to. Let it cook for about 2 hours and 45 minutes. Or keep an eye on it. It could be just make sure, like poke a knife in it or a toothpick or something. And if it comes out clean, that means it's nice and cooked inside. So. Okay, so it's all done cooking. One thing you gotta do before you are fully done is it wants you to brush it, the top of it with whatever liquid you use to put in with the dried fruit. So apple juice, or you can do orange juice, black tea, or if you want alcohol, you could do that too. But there we go. Then you take it out and serve it.
All right.
Australian fruit cake, Christmas candy or Christmas cake.
Okay. I was not expecting that. That is really like rich. You can really taste the apricots.
Okay.
The outside edge does look like it got like a little bit dark, which is really normal for like the fruit. Obviously that is a very high sugar thing, but even though it looks dark, it doesn't really taste burnt at all, and the flavor is so rich. And I mean, I don't like traditional fruit cakes with all the candied fruit, but with the fresh fruit cake, and I mean, it may not look as like fancy, but it tastes amazing.
Perfect. Okay, what do you rate this one?
Yeah, this was a surprise to me, but I would say that I give it an 8.
8.
Yeah.
Pretty respectable. So.
Yeah, and obviously it's a fruit cake. The taste is amazing. The Christmas thing, I would say that it's not quite as pretty, but it's still very in line with the fruit cake, the Christmas theme.
Like a feel to it, not just a look.
Yeah, and so I think I would give it a 9.
A 9, pretty good score on that. Okay, that's pretty good. Thumbs up then?
Yeah, thumbs up.
Thumbs up for fruit cake. We got one more. The next video is not going to be her as a taste test, so thank you for doing it. You will have another chance after this for the next one after that.
Okay.
So I will see you after then. I'll see you multiple times. You'll see her after that. So I will see you tomorrow's video. Thank you for sticking around. See you then.